Okay, so idea. What we're doing right now, three of us. Are we channeling? Are we connecting with some higher selves? Or some lower selves? Like, where are we? Okay? This particular little group is actually just having fun at the particular moment of now. Nothing related with the channeling. We're actually just talking. Denise with me, with PC with me. So are we channeling? Or are we just exchanging our, let's call it, views on the existing situation in the world? So when you hear people, this is just my opinion, you have to take it the way you want, but with discernment. Even what we're saying can be complete BS. But I want you to discern what is BS for you and what is maybe a possible truth. So when we're talking directly from our hearts. We don't even mention our mind except to the point that explain how, and Denise will, I hope, show us this technique to drop our thoughts into our heart. Because heart cannot judge, heart cannot accuse, heart cannot get angry. And this is the only place where you always stay in full connection with the source. So you can say, if you want to be a smart ass, you can say, I'm channeling source. How you can channel source? Because source is within you. You don't have to channel, you don't have to plug into some outside socket and say, I'll receive informations from so and so and I'll be absolutely sure that this is truth. We decided to go back into what I was actually start doing it for a couple of years, to really share what I feel, and always saying that channeling is not of any importance until it triggers you into doing something for others. Because what channel do? The channeler, he's building at the moment his stage where he can perform his best act of his lifetime. The source doesn't care for ego, for fame, for money, for being better than other. He just want to share itself with everybody else. So the only way when you start discerning which video or audio you're listening or you're reading a book, it's all started pretty much to be very clear to me as an individual. But as we talk very often, it's for us as a little mini team here on Earth that we are here to actually just present ourselves who we really are, not to tell you this is the best view. The best view for you will be your view of you and of your situation. So what we're seeing here is just like, it can be just an empty talk. Or it can bring you a lot of attention towards self-healing and towards where to ask for the true healing. How many channelers did heal you? How many Reiki masters did really heal you? Really heal you, not just feel you better for next hour or so, and then you go into even bigger depression that you've been before. So yes, we can maybe switch to Denise and ask how you would introduce this very simple technique of that Ron was actually showing us to drop our mind into the heart.
Just before I'm doing the technique, I just want to say in closing about the Ascended Masters and the New Age teachings, as well as the religions out there, where you need to go to a church to pray and give money to an organization or institution, this is so against what God wants us to do, because Source will never ask you to pay for light and information that comes from the heart. So that's the first thing that I want to put out there. The Ascended Masters, again, channeling through our minds is definitely not the correct connection, and judgment comes from minds. Discernment comes from the heart, that you feel what's right and what's not right. So in short, to be able to show you the way how you can get out of your mind and into your heart is by requesting, and requesting is by commanding in light ways, that you command your spirit. So I'm going to give you an example by saying, I command my spirit to take the thoughts in my mind and to drop it into my heart center. And then you count backwards. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And you will feel it centering in your heart. It's like a staircase where you're going down the stairs, and in steps that you go 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 in your heart. So I would recommend that you do it 10 times. You can do it 100 times for you to find that connection. That would be your first step, so that it takes all this chatter in your mind out of the way and put it into your heart center. And your heart center is not your heart chakra, it's your heart center where you're getting your messages from. So it's something totally different, which we will also cover in another YouTube to explain the different roles and what is really a heart center and what are chakras. So at this point in time, use that technique. It is simple enough to follow for you to be able to just get out of your mind chatter and to get into your heart. Thank you.
All right. So if PC can do just a couple of words for closing for today, it would be very, very nice.
The light and dark different is light is live no time, no timeline. So light only total give all his creation is a free choice, free creation and free will. And dark is the opposite. They totally control and dominant. So that is from this different, so you can know what the ascension is leading by source energy or by dark energy. Thank you.
Denise, you, if you want to.
Yeah. Again, just saying, because with previous channelings, they've always tried to give you a time and a wave, first wave, second wave, third wave of ascension. It's absolutely not based on any of that. There is no time with Source. It will happen when it is supposed to happen. But we are in a 2,000-year cycle of ascension, and so I would urge everyone to get themselves prepared and ready to connect to Source. As I say, we don't know, it can happen anytime. If you look at the dark forces, they always try to predict a time for you, a timeline, so that tells you when it's not coming from Source. So my message out there is, when you read a channeling or whatever, which I would want you not to do, but as I say, as I cannot instruct you to do whatever you need to do, everyone has got free will, we can only give you a word of advice, that when they start mentioning timelines, that you know that it's not coming from Source, because only the dark live and operate in timelines. So thank you, that's what I needed to say.
So, dear people, you heard and you've seen us. You've seen that we are quite real. We live in the present moment of now, in the timeline that we choose we want to be in. So this is just a little teaser for you, how you can choose where you want to be. It's like, which wolf do you feed? The one who's barking all night long, or the one who licks your ear? Which timeline would you like to choose? The one which is destroying all the earth, or the timeline where you want to really start feeling full presence of the creation inside of you. I think we'll be leaving this conversations for another time about the timeline. So I thank you very much, and blessings to all who are willing to hear this. Ciao.